Welcome back, everybody, to the Baltimore Orioles franchise here on MLB The Show 21. Today, we will continue the month of May here in season number 3. We're actually going to go through the rest of May. We're going to go up to the MLB draft, which will be in the next episode. That will premiere this Friday, most likely. We took our first look at the minor league teams last episode. The AA team lost in the game we played. The AAA team won. And then we had this game against the Mets on Mother's Day with the big league club that we ended up losing 5-4. Obviously, our Orioles have had a really strong start to the year. We're 20-14, certainly exceeding expectations, largely in part because of the offense. And we sort of talked about this last episode, how the offense is doing really well. A lot of the young guys are really developing well. They're hitting for good average and power. But it's the pitching, specifically the starting pitching, that has been not as great. The rotation hasn't been abysmal, but it hasn't been good either, with the only player whose ERA currently being below 4 is rookie Matthew Thompson. The bullpen has not been terrible, but it hasn't necessarily been as consistent as I would have hoped, especially with us getting 3 big-time relievers in the offseason. So because of that, I want to make a move for the pitching staff. I sort of hinted at it last episode that I would like to make a move. And I wanted to find a starting pitcher, and the name who instantly caught my attention was German Marquez of the Colorado Rockies, and I think this one makes a ton of sense. Marquez has been great the past 2 seasons, but this year he has not been very good. His ERA is in the high 4s. He's a free agent at the end of the year, and at 28 years old, I don't know if he quite fits the Rockies' timeline. The Colorado Rockies are not having a good season. They're 12-23. If Marquez's trade value diminishing by the day, they may want to get rid of him now to see what they can get. We looked at a few different offers for him involving both prospects and major leaguers, and a guy I noticed they liked a lot was shortstop prospect Terrin Vavra, and I think maybe moving him in order to get German Marquez would make a lot of sense for us. Vavra's a talented prospect, but he hasn't really developed in the minors the past few seasons the way I had hoped. He is a 73 overall, only 24 years old, great glove. His bat is definitely a work in progress. He has B potential, but I believe that is an 89. He had A potential last year, but that went down, so that's a very high B. Eventually, we did another minor league swap, and we would agree to a deal. So Terrin Vavra, along with 20-year-old starting pitching prospect Chris Lewandowski, are going to the Rockies for Mike Nikorak, a relief pitching prospect, and of course, German Marquez. I was not expecting it to be that easy. I was planning on really spending a lot of time finding a pitcher I would want, but Marquez was the name who instantly popped out at me, and we were able to get a deal pretty quickly. So probably the biggest trade of the entire series thus far, and we have a new ace. Although German Marquez has not had a great season and his contract is up at the end of the year, I really like what he brings to the table. I really like his skill set, and I think he could be a building block for us. Adrian Morejon will be sent down to AAA as we do have an extra roster spot. Morejon has not had a great season thus far in 8 appearances. He has 1 more minor league option, so this is the last time we'll be able to send him down to AAA, and that's fine by me because I think by next year he will be a permanent everyday starting pitcher in the rotation. So German Marquez will be inserted as the ace, and for now, Eliezer Hernandez will be the new long reliever. I know Max Meyer is doing worse than Hernandez, but I want to keep Meyer in the rotation for a little bit longer and see if he can pick it up before I possibly move him to the bullpen. So we're going to play German Marquez's team debut against the Boston Red Sox. I wanted to make sure to pitch with him today. Unfortunately, we actually did lose relief pitcher Jorge Alcala off of waivers to the Mariners. I had to take someone off the 40-man, and it ended up being him. I like Alcala a lot, but he is 27 years old, and he's actually going down in rating, so that's why I chose to take him off. Clearly, moving Eliezer Hernandez to the long reliever role might not be a bad thing. In his first game as the long reliever, he pitched 2 1/3 shutout innings and got the win in the first game of this 3-game set at Fenway against the 16-21 Boston Red Sox. The Red Sox won triple-digit games last year, ended up winning the division by a landslide, but so far this year they have not done as well. Their lineup, of course, is absolutely loaded, and that still is the case, but they have been a little bit disappointing when it comes to their pitching. Part of the disappointment when it comes to the pitching has been Luke Weaver. Getting the start today, his ERA is currently in the mid-5.3s, and he hopes to certainly pick it up today against this talented young Oriole lineup. Baltimore trying to start quickly as Adley Rutschman grounds this one to second. Whit Merrifield cannot make the play in time, and the first two batters for the Orioles reach base, and Adley Rutschman continues his great month of May. Elliot Ramos now with one away, grounds that one right to third, and the Red Sox turn the 5-4-3 double play. So despite starting the inning with a pair of runners on, Boston gets out of the jam, and we go to the bottom of the first as we take a look at Germán Marquez, the longtime Colorado Rocky, making his Baltimore Oriole debut. I'm really excited to see what he has to show. Of course, being the last year of his contract, he does still have a lot to prove to his new organization. There's Whit Merrifield going down on the slider. A good start for Germán Marquez, his first K of the day. Two away for the star shortstop, Xander Bogaerts, grounds this one over to second. Jalen Miller makes the play, and a great start for Germán Marquez. He gets the Red Sox down 1-2-3 there in the bottom of the first, and we transition now to the second. Jalen Miller with a rocket deep in left field. That one will go off the top of the green monster for extra bases as he slides safely into second. And Jalen Miller continues his really impressive year. I've really liked what I've seen from Miller. I was hoping that he would improve off his rookie season, and he definitely has. Then Heston Kjerstad, the following batter, with a high drive into center. Verdugo chasing after it, back at the track of the wall, and it is caught. Again, Boston gets out of the jam. The Orioles had some base runners in both innings, but have not been able to do anything with it. Bottom two, another strikeout. This time it's Lenny Ling who goes down swinging. And then Rafael Devers, 2-2. See ya. Wouldn't want to be ya. Goes down on the fastball. Germán Marquez is looking really sharp. Can he get the trifecta? Yes, he does. Gets J.D. Martinez down on the outside slider. A trio of strikeouts there in the second inning for Germán Marquez. Maybe a change of scenery is all he needed to get back to his form of the past couple of seasons. Top of the third now. Max Muncy with a deep shot into right field. You can forget about this one. Solo shot for Muncy's 10th of the year. And the Orioles get on the board first. They lead 1-0. Muncy really started this season off slowly, but here in the month of May, he has absolutely exploded. And he is really playing strong baseball. Louis St. John now, the star rookie, up with 2 outs. Grounds this one to short. Can Xander Bogaerts make the throw? Not in time. Louis St. John showing off the speed there to get an infield single, despite a great play from Bogaerts. Let's take a look at that one again. Very close, but it does look like he was safe. So that'll bring up Elliot Ramos, who now has a big opportunity, and he launches this one. Deep in the left field. Will it stay fair? It does. Over the green monster, a 2-run shot for Elliot Ramos. And the Baltimore Orioles now lead 3-0. A big home run for Ramos, his 7th of the year. That one took a long flight into left field. And a great third inning here for the Orioles, in which they score 3. Bottom 3, it's the catcher Luis Campusano with a single into left field. The perfect game for Germán Marquez, and the no-hitter, unfortunately dead after 2 1/3. But still, he has been really impressive. And sure enough, he would strike out Whit Merrifield, his 5th strikeout on the day. And Germán Marquez is just absolutely dealing so far on this Boston lineup. Top 4 now, Ryan Mountcastle going to start things off. He's been a little bit disappointing this season, but he's going to make sure to square up on this one. Into a right center gap for extra bases. Mountcastle waltzing into second for a double. Keep in mind there are no outs, so a runner in scoring position here to start the inning as the Orioles looking to possibly extend this lead. That'll bring up Jalen Miller. The 1-2 flies this one into right. The play is made. Merrifield headed to third. The throw is going to be in time. And the Red Sox turn the double play. A great throw out and right from Hunter Renfroe to get 2. Following batter, Heston Kjerstad will get that one past the glove of Ling, but Whit Merrifield with a great defensive play. And it was the defense who saved Boston in that inning from possibly allowing a run or two. Score remains 3-0 as we go to the bottom of the fourth. Runner on, 1 out for Lenny Ling, who gets this one to drop into right field for a hit. I don't know why Heston Kjerstad went backwards to get the ball at first, but oh well. So now there are runners on the corners here, and Rafael Devers will drive one in as he ropes a single into left field, and the shutout, unfortunately, is no more, as it is now 3-1. That'll bring up JD Martinez now. Full count pitch. He gets fooled by the outside slider. That would have been an easy ball 4, but that slider has been deadly today. Top 5, Nathan Eovaldi is in for the Red Sox, his 9th appearance of the year. He's been pretty shaky in his first 8 with an ERA of 5.74, only 9 strikeouts in 15 innings. Runner on, nobody out here for Max Muncy. He goes down looking on the low fastball. Nice pitch from Eovaldi, his first K of the day. And now we go to the top of the 6th. 3-1 still the score. Another strikeout looking. This time it's Marco Luciano who goes down on the high fastball. Following batter Ryan Mountcastle 1-1. Rips this to short. What a play by Xander Bogaerts with the leaping grab. 2 very strong innings of work from Eovaldi as we go to the bottom of the 6th. German Marquez still dominating as with 2 away. Rafael Devers will fly this one out into center. Elliot Ramos makes the play. And German Marquez is looking really good through 6 innings. His pitch count is in the mid-80s, although that's pretty high. With the way he's pitching, don't be surprised if the Orioles keep him out for possibly 1 more inning. The Red Sox do make a pitching change, however. Marcus Walden will enter. He's had also a shaky season. I know, very common theme with the Red Sox. First batter he faces off against is Jalen Miller. His 2nd hit of the game. That one goes into left field for a single. And the speedy Miller will reach base with nobody out. And a nice opportunity here for the Orioles to get back on the board for the first time since the 3rd inning. Justin Upton now 1-2. Grounds this one right to short. Boston going to try to turn 2, and they do. 6-4-3 double play from the Red Sox. And outside of the 3rd inning, the Orioles offense today has been very unimpressive. Bottom 7, German Marquez still in. He gets Brian Reynolds fooled on the changeup. Even with 3 balls, Marquez is not afraid to go out of his zone and show off some of his nastiest stuff. Then to finish his game off, Hunter Renfroe would fly out into right center. It would be caught by Heston Kjerstad. And that'll do it for German Marquez, who looked the part in his Orioles debut today. 7 really strong innings. It is really great to see him looking good with his new squad. On the bottom of the 8th, Edwin Diaz will enter. Diaz not really known for his consistency, but I think he's been the Orioles' best reliever so far this season, and he has been quite consistent as he would go through the inning 1, 2, 3, and the struggles for the Boston Red Sox offense continues. Only 1 run through 8 innings. They're really not getting a lot of base runners. And we go to the 9th. Carl Edwards Jr. is in for Boston. He's not had a terrible season, but not great either. Ryan Mountcastle up 1-2. He goes down looking on the cutter. And the Orioles offense still has been blanked since the 3rd inning of this game. Jalen Miller is going to try to change that, and he does. Miller with a blast over the Green Monster for a solo home run, and it's now 4-1. What an impressive game for Jalen Miller. One of the few good offensive performances for the Orioles today. Miller a triple shy of the cycle finish with 3 hits, and of course, that beautiful home run. A great swing from Miller, his 5th of the year. And we go to the bottom of the 9th where Taylor Rogers will try to close this one out. Rogers has a 4.66 ERA, but considering the Orioles have a 3-1 lead, there's not really a reason to worry. Great defensive play there at first to start the inning from Ryan Mountcastle. Xander Bogaerts certainly frustrated there. Lenny Lane now 2-2, grounds this one to second. Another great defensive play, this time by Jalen Miller. Now, if that was anybody else, he'd probably be safe, but since Lenny Lane is slow and old, he is going to be out. Rafael Devers, now the final hope for the Red Sox, flies this one up. Marco Luciano is under it. He makes the grab. And the Baltimore Orioles win it. Final score 4-1. Despite inconsistencies with the offense, this was a great pitching performance from top to bottom. We did have some guys look good on offense. Max Muncy, Elliot Ramos, and Jalen Miller all went deep. Miller had a very impressive game. But German Marquez was the main attraction today. 7 innings, 5 hits, 1 earned run, 8 strikeouts. The bullpen shut the door as well. The Red Sox only had 5 base runners the whole game, and that's just not enough to win. So a really strong showing here for our Baltimore Orioles, who are now 22-14. We're going to simulate up to German Marquez's 2nd game, which is the start of a 4-game series in Oakland against the Athletics. So we're going to simulate 4 games in the future. We would go 2-2 in that span. We finished the sweep against Boston, only take 1 of 3, however, against the Rays. So we're now 24-16, 4 games ahead in the AL East. As we travel out to the Oakland Coliseum, also known as Rickey Henderson Field, as the 20-22 Oakland Athletics take on the 24-16 Baltimore Orioles, who are looking more and more not like a fluke, but rather like a possible playoff team. Marcos Brito will be making his Major League debut for the Athletics today, as they hope him and shortstop Robert Passan can be the infield duo of the future. Chris Bassett will be starting for the A's today. He's had a good season. In 8 starts, he is 3-2 with a 3.06 ERA, 1.15 whip. He's doing well. Louis St. John gets completely fooled by the 70-mile-an-hour curve. A nasty pitch there by Chris Bassett. And we go to the bottom of the first. Got another look at Marquez. His second start as an Oriole. Went 0-5 with Colorado, but so far in one start with Baltimore, he's 1-0. Now, his day would not get off to a great start. Robert Passan, one of the best young stars in baseball, hits a single into left field. Passan is only 19 years old. The sky is the limit for him. Marcos Brito in his first Major League at-bat draws a walk. So the A's start this one with 2 runners on here. A big strikeout. Again, it's that nasty slider. This time it gets Matt Chapman. A good one there for German Marquez. 2 away now for the center fielder, Ramon Laureano, who gets that one into left. LSJ under it. He makes the grab. And despite a shaky start to the inning for German Marquez, the A's do not drive anybody across, and the game remains tied at 0. Bottom 2, Seth Brown leading the inning off, and this one is belted into right field, scraping over the fence for a solo home run. 350 feet for Brown, his 9th of the year, and the Oakland A's will start this one on the board. It's now 1-0. The inning does come to a strong end as Robert Passan goes down to the high fastball, but still not great here for German Marquez. He has looked a little bit shaky through 2. Chris Bassett, meanwhile, has been perfect in his first 3 innings of the game. Nobody has reached base for the Orioles. The inning would end with a Blaze Jordan flyout to third base, and Baltimore's offense does not look good at all so far. Bottom 3, Marcos Brito gets this one to short. Luciano's throw is not in time. That's going to be a base hit. The first career hit for Marcos Brito, or so we thought. The Orioles are going to challenge the call. It's very close, but right there, you can tell he is safe. So the call would stand. The Orioles lose their challenge, and Marcos Brito does, in fact, get his first of likely many Major League hits. The Orioles kind of tried to take his moment away from him, though. 2-1, nobody out now for Matt Olson, who ropes this one down the line. Brito will score. That'll be an RBI double for Matt Olson, and the A's now lead it 2-0 with runners in scoring position and nobody out. A big hit there for Olson. That'll bring up Ramon Laureano. He gets that one down the right field line. 2 more runs will score, and the Athletics now lead 4-0. German Marquez has not looked very good today. All 3 innings so far, he has not performed very well. Sean Murphy with a runner on third flies this one up into left field. Louis St. John makes the play, but obviously St. John does not really have much of an arm. It's really just a noodle, as he barely can get it through the infield. Run scores. It's now 5-0. Top of the 4th now. Orioles trying to get on the board. They might right here. With 1 away, it's Max Muncy deep into center field, and it's gone. Solo home run for Muncy. The perfect game, no-hitter, and shutout are completely dead. Muncy with his 13th home run of the season, his 7th in the past week and a half or something, but the Orioles are not done. Louis St. John now high, deep in the left. See you later. Back-to-back home runs for the Orioles. The rookie, Louis St. John, continuing his great season so far at the plate. His 6th home run of the season. And he really has not cooled off yet off of his hot start. Although only 19 years old, he has still been incredible. Heston Kjerstad now with a single into left. So after the first 10 batters did not reach base, the next 3 for the Orioles do. Nice hit for Kjerstad. Now with 2 away, that'll bring up Elliot Ramos. Full count pitch. He strikes out. But a really bad inning there from Chris Bassett. He allowed 3 hits, 2 runs, and the final 5 batters in that inning for the Orioles all had 3-2 counts at one point. So Bassett's pitch count really rose very quickly in that inning. Bottom 4 now, Marcos Brito up with 2 away. This one will drop in the left field for a hit. Brito is 2 for 2 today. In his 3 plate appearances, he has reached base with a walk, a single, and a double. Pretty impressive start to his debut, and Marquez continues to get rocked. Matt Chapman now weakly gets this one in the left. It will drop for a base hit. Louis St. John misplays it, and the Oakland Athletics now lead 6-2, an RBI double from Matt Chapman. And at this point, the Orioles are going to make a pitching change. Alex Colomé will enter the ball game. That's the German Marquez who we saw with the Rockies so far this year, and that's why they traded him away this early into the season. Colomé does get out of the inning strongly, striking out Matt Olson, but still, not a great performance at all for German Marquez as we go to the 5th inning. Ryan Mountcastle gets fooled by the cutter, and it looks like Chris Bassett is back. After a rough 4th inning, he has figured it out again. Bottom 5, the A's offense is starting to get shut down. Now Alex Colomé looking good here. Sean Murphy now. 2-2 pitch. Can Colomé go through the inning? 1-2-3. He sure does, as he strikes out Murphy on the changeup. So I guess German Marquez was the issue today, as Colomé went through 4 batters, no problem. Top of the 6th now, pitching change for the A's. Jesus Zambrano in for his 2nd Major League appearance. His first one was pretty good, but this one does not get off to a great start as Max Muncy draws a walk. The batter before that, Adley Rutschman, also drew a walk. So 2-1, nobody out here for Louis St. John, who gets a hanging pitch up and away, and he capitalizes as this one will go into the right center gap for extra bases. Rutschman scores. Muncy headed home. The throw from Marcos Brito is not in time. A 2-run double for Louis St. John, who is now driven in 3 of Baltimore's 4 runs. And the Orioles bring the lead down to 2. LSJ would advance to 3rd. Jalen Miller now draws a walk, so he will reach base. And the Orioles have runners on the corners for Elliot Ramos. All Baltimore does not want here is a double play, and that is exactly what's going to happen. 4-6-3. Inning comes to a close. The Orioles do score 2, but you got to feel like they could have done more there, and the A's still up 6-4. Adrian Almeida is in for Baltimore in the bottom of the 6th. In 8 2/3 innings, he's been pretty adequate. He hasn't been bad, but he hasn't been great either. But he does get Johan Mieses to go down on the inside slider. Let's go to the 8th inning now. Not a lot of offensive action since the Orioles had a nice top of the 6th inning, as Lou Trevino is in for Oakland. His first batter is Adley Rutschman. This one is into the left center gap. It'll drop for a base hit, and Adley Rutschman continues his exquisite offensive season. That'll be a double for Rutschman, continuing his hit streak as it's now up to 11 games, and Baltimore will get a runner on base with nobody out. 2 away now for Heston Kjerstad. Runner on 3rd. What can he do? Tie it! Kjerstad with a no-doubter into right center. I think we all knew that one was gone as soon as it touched the bat. And what a comeback here from the Baltimore Orioles, who really started this game off poorly. But all of a sudden, they have tied it at 6. The offense has come alive the past few innings. The bullpen has been incredible, and the Orioles had the momentum. Trevino would be taken out of the game. Yusmeiro Petit will enter, who's had a great season thus far. Runner on 2nd for Elliot Ramos, who takes a drive deep into center field. Laureano at the track, at the wall, and he robs it! Ramon Laureano with an incredible defensive play, and the Orioles are not going to be able to take the lead. What a catch by Laureano, one of the best defensive center fielders in all of baseball, showing why on that play. What a game so far as we go to the bottom of the 8th. Edwin Diaz is in for Baltimore. Diaz trying to keep the momentum from the bullpen going. With 2 away, Chad Pinder would draw a walk, so the A's finally get a base runner for the first time in what feels like forever. Manuel Margot enters as a pinch runner, tries to get 2nd. Not even close. What a throw by Adley Rutschman, part-time ball player, full-time sniper. Rutschman trying to show that he's not just about offense and that he can play strong defense too. Top 9, 2 away for Blaze Jordan. He grounds this one to short. Robert Poussin makes the play, so the A's do not allow any runs in the 9th, and the Orioles cannot win this game in regulation. We'll see if we go to extras or if Oakland can walk it off. 1-2 count for Marcus Brito. Checks his swing on the slider. That'll end the inning. Another great frame for Edwin Diaz, who has still been unbelievable this season. and we are going to extra innings. On to the top of the 10th. Runner on second for Adley Rutschman. Crushing it into right field. See you later, baseball. A 2-run shot for Adley Rutschman, and the Orioles take the lead. Rutschman with his 9th of the year. The dugout is hyped. And this is the same offense who could not get anything going to start this game. They are now on fire. Thad Ward enters in relief. Runner on second. No away for Louis St. John. Grounds that one past the third baseman, Matt Chapman, for a hit. And it doesn't seem like the Orioles are content with 2. They want to add some more. Runners on the corners. Now 1 away for Jalen Miller. He draws another walk. And the bases are now loaded. Another major opportunity for Elliot Ramos, who's 0 for 4. Should be 1 for 4. He would be out. And then Marco Luciano also out. He goes down in the high fastball. So the Orioles leave the bases loaded. A lot left to be desired. They do score 2, but the door is still open for the Athletics to win the game. Taylor Rogers on for the save. He has successfully completed 9 in 11 opportunities. Chapman will kickstart the inning with a walk. 2-on for the A's. The winning run is up with 1 out. Ramon Laureano goes down on the curve. Great pitch from Rogers. The A's need to get a base hit here. A base hit probably scores 2. They're not going to get it, though. Seth Brown strikes out. And what a game. 8-6 in 10. The Orioles with a big win here over the Oakland Athletics. This game looked like it could have been an A's blowout early, but the Orioles stormed back and were able to get the win. A very weird box score. So the top 5 guys in the order, Rutschman, Muncy, St. John, Kerstead, and Miller, were all great. They all reached base at least 3 times, but the other 4 guys did not get on once. So it was literally our top 5 hitters who did all of the work here, and the bottom 4 guys doing pretty much nothing. The pitching was kind of similar in a way. German Marquez really struggled, didn't make it out of 4 innings, allowed 6 runs. The bullpen came in, did not allow a single hit. The bullpen was unbelievable in this game. That's why we invested so much in the bullpen in the offseason. That's why we paid guys like Alex Colomé, Edwin Diaz, and Taylor Rogers for games like this. If we don't get those high-end relievers, there's no way we would have won this game. So a gigantic win here for our Orioles, a statement win here late in the month of May. We're going to simulate up to the draft, which is 9 days ahead. And during that, I did get an interesting trade offer. Adam Hall to the Red Sox for third baseman Michael Chavis. I said no to that, but I was kind of tempted. So we're still really playing good baseball. We ended up taking 3 of 4 against the A's. We ended up taking 2 of 3 against the Kansas City Royals. And we've won a lot of series here in the month of May. We're now 30-18, and we are 6.5 games ahead for first place in the division. We have the 4th best winning percentage in all of baseball. We did get a new injury. However, John Means suffered a concussion. It's not a long-term injury. It does kind of suck. But hey, we're still playing really well. So that brings us to the MLB draft, which will be the next episode. We have not even talked about any of the prospects yet, so I figured I'd give you guys a first look. A lot of really good blue-chip players in here, including corner infield prospect Shane Kovaleski, who could be MLB ready very soon. Keep in mind, we do have the 3rd overall pick in this year's draft, so we'll have our choice of pretty much all these blue chippers. Adrian Martinez, an outfielder, he looks pretty good. Brian Kim as well, really solid contact hitter. He's a lefty from South Korea. Justin Martin's talented starting pitcher. Johnny Garcia, an 18-year-old outfielder who I like a lot, reminds me quite a bit of Xavier Bowman, who we picked number 1 overall last year, and a really good closing pitcher in Fletcher Pipp. So there are a ton of good options with our 3rd overall pick, and there's a ton of depth in this class. This draft class is really talented in my opinion, definitely the best of the 3 we've had so far yet in this series. So we're going to have a really fun draft, which will be next episode, as I said, premiering this Friday. Hope everybody enjoyed today's episode. Make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Peace out.